The Detroit Zoological Society has a long history of leadership in the areas of penguin conservation and penguin health. Since 2013, we have been collaborating with Falklands Conservation, an organization working to understand the threats impacting wild penguin and seabird populations in the Falkland Islands. The Falkland Islands are located near the tip of South America. They are an archipelago, which is a term used to describe an island chain or group. The island's unforgiving landscape, with steep, cliff-lined coasts and rugged terrain, is home to a plethora of birds, as well as humans who use the area for fishing, sheep farming, and tourism. The Detroit Zoological Society is working with Falklands Conservation to help monitor the penguin populations and their overall health. The Falklands are critically important for several species of penguins that are also found at the Detroit Zoo, such as rockhoppers, gentoo, and king penguins. Threats from oil extraction, overfishing, and increasing ecotourism make this a prime location to establish a protected marine area. But in order to do that, we need information about the penguin populations and their overall health. To monitor the population, the team used a drone to fly over sections of the island and take photos from above. This is an efficient way of observing habitat areas and counting penguins, and much safer than trying to scale the steep rock that makes up the shores of several parts of the island. Once the photos have been taken, the penguins can be counted individually, or we can count how many penguins are in a certain block of space, then count how many blocks of space in the photo are filled with penguins and just multiply. We rarely know exactly how many individual animals there are in a population, unless the population is incredibly small. We often use averages and estimations to look for overall trends to know if populations are growing or decreasing. When monitoring birds as part of their study, the folks with Falklands Conservation often noticed sick penguins, but they didn't have the resources locally to investigate the causes of their illnesses. The Detroit Zoological Society has incredible expertise in the areas of penguin health, handling, behavior, and welfare. We also practice compassionate conservation, so we knew we could develop field techniques that would minimize the amount of handling required, as well as the stress it may cause the animals. In 2018, the Detroit Zoological Society collaborated with several external partners to design an ongoing multidisciplinary health screening for penguins. The screenings are done in two areas of the Falkland Islands, Brave Cove and Berkeley Sound. One is near a lot of human activity, and the other is a more secluded, remote area. This helps differentiate the two populations. A small team of Detroit Zoological Society staff travel to the Falkland Islands each year. They screen individual penguins, holding them only long enough to collect the information they need to determine their overall health. They record the individual penguin species and overall appearance, which includes looking to see if the penguin's feathers cover their entire body and are in good condition, do they have an adequate overall body weight, and do their feet, flippers, and beaks all appear in good shape. The team also collects blood samples and feather clippings. All of the samples are carefully processed, labeled, and packed to be sent back to the laboratory to be analyzed. Blood work can tell us a lot about the individual penguins, including their sex, which can be difficult to document during the brief screening process. Just like doctors use blood tests to see if you or I are healthy, they can identify viruses, infections, or even if the penguins have been exposed to environmental toxins. Once there is enough information to determine if the penguins are healthy, or if disease and human impacts, such as being exposed to environmental toxins, are impacting the environment, or overfishing is limiting their food intake, the information can be presented to help ensure marine habitats, like this one, and the wildlife who rely on them are protected. The Detroit Zoological Society supports and participates in conservation work on all 7 continents, working hard to ensure that animals everywhere can thrive, not just survive. Our work caring for animals at the Detroit Zoo is a critical part of this process.